Hi everyone, and welcome to your practice. My name is Ashley, and today I have for you a restorative yoga sequence. This is a great practice to relax and renew. You will need 2 yoga blocks or a stack of books, something nice and stiff, and 2 yoga bolsters. If you don't have yoga bolsters, you can use a stack of blankets and or pillows. We're going to come into supported child's to begin. You will need both bolsters or a tall stack of blankets and pillows. Swinging so you're facing the front edge of the mat and coming into a kneeling position. Swing the knees out wide towards the wide edge of the mat and the big toes coming together in the middle. Bringing your props nice and close into your lap in between your knees, making sure this is going to offer a nice lift for your chest and belly. Sit up nice and tall to begin, and then begin to walk forward into our stack of props. The belly resting first, rolling down into the chest, and turning the face so one side of the face is coming to rest on our props. A nice big inhale and exhale here to release and surrender, fully coming to rest on our props. Beginning to turn that awareness inwards, finding that deeper voice, that deeper level of self. Inhaling in and extending our exhales out, fully releasing and surrendering into our prop stack. Today's practice is all about moving slow, easy, and softly. The principle of restorative yoga is support creates release. Fully surrendering into the support we're giving ourselves today to create openness, softness, and length. Breathing nice and slow and steady here. Taking a few minutes for quiet and stillness, staying with your breath. One last inhale and exhale to mark the end of our posture, rotating to face our props and begin to walk the hands, rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae, coming to sit nice and tall in our kneeling position. Pushing the props forward out of our way and then coming up onto all fours into tabletop. The hands are planted into the mat, bringing the knees underneath our hips. Extend the right foot behind you and extend back through that back heel, and then rock forward onto our toes and rock back and forth, helping to create openness after such a long, deep bend in the knees. Exhale to release that knee to the mat and extend the left foot behind us. Extending through that back heel and then up onto our toes, rocking back and forth here. Stretching out our left leg. Exhale, release that knee down onto the mat and then begin to sit back and swing the legs off to one side, coming to sit back onto our mats. We will come into supported bridge, coming into the middle of our mat. Our feet are planted on the mat, the knees facing the ceiling. We'll bring one bolster off to the side next to us so we can reach it, and setting the other bolster off to the side. Scooching in towards our feet and then begin to roll down onto our backs, the full length of the back coming to rest on the mat, the knees staying bent, the bolster or props are next to us. Planting the feet, plant the hands down onto the side, begin to push and arc the hips up towards the ceiling, pushing and rising up, creating openness in the front of our hips and in our bellies. Pushing up nice and tall here, inhaling in and exhaling out, releasing and rolling down vertebrae by vertebrae, moving nice and slow and easy, the full length of the back coming to rest on the mat. Once again, push the hips up towards the ceiling, arcing up the back, pushing up through our bridge, inhaling in and exhaling out, begin to release, rolling down vertebrae by vertebrae. Coming to rest on our mat for a round of breath before we push back up into our bridge. And then we're gonna grab our prop and place it underneath our hips and sacrum. You want it to support that flat area of the low back. Releasing the back onto that prop. The hands come out to the sides, the knees stay bent, the feet resting flat on the mat. Inhaling in and exhaling out, once again fully surrendering and giving all our weight to the support of our prop. Finding that natural rhythm and flow of our breath. Inhaling in and exhaling out. The weight of the hips is falling down into our shoulders, helping to open the chest nice and wide, opening up our bellies and the front of our hips, creating space and openness for our breath to flow and move. Tapping into that flow of breath, taking a few minutes of quiet and stillness here. Fully resting and surrendering. Letting your next inhale and exhale mark the transition out of that posture, planting the palms face down, the feet pushing into our mats. Begin to arc up the back once again, lifting up off of our prop and pushing it out of the way. Slowly begin to roll down vertebrae by vertebrae, the full length of the back coming down to rest. A nice cleansing breath here, inhaling in and exhaling out. Let's windshield wiper the knees from side to side. Both knees are going to drop down towards the right. Inhaling in and lifting up through center and exhaling down to the left. Finding your breath here, moving on your inhale up and your exhale releasing down. Inhaling up, exhale, release to the opposite side. Up through center, exhaling down one last time to the right. Inhale up, exhale down, releasing down to the left. Inhaling back up to neutral, the knees pointed towards the ceiling. We're going to move into supine twist, bringing the prop bolster back in towards the side of the body so it can support our knees. Bringing the feet and knees in together, the hands out into a V or into a T next to us at our sides. Begin to drop both knees down towards that prop. You can take a few minutes here, either adjusting the prop closer to you or farther away to rest further up on your leg, allowing your lower body to come into a twist to the right hand side. Inhale in and exhale to surrender the knees into our prop. Twisting the knees, legs, and belly to the side. The rhythm and flow of our breath offering a little massage to our belly, to our digestive system. Taking cleansing breath ins and relaxing breaths out. Finding stillness and silence here. Marking the end of this posture with a big inhale in and an exhale out. Inhale the knees back up towards the ceiling and grab your prop, bringing it over to the other side. Positioning it on the side of our mat so our knees can come to rest. The hands back out to the sides and begin to drop the knees and legs towards the left-hand side. Letting that prop absorb and support the full weight of our legs, twisting to the opposite side. Offering a little compression to our bellies and our digestive system on this side. Find your natural flow of breath here again, coming into quiet stillness. Marking the end of this side with an inhale in and an exhale out. Inhale the knees back up towards the ceiling, feet planted on the mat. And then begin to roll over onto the opposite side, coming into a fetal position for 2 rounds of breath. On your next exhale, push your hands and arms into the mat, rolling up, sitting up nice and tall, coming into Sukhasana. From here, we're going to move into supported fish. Swinging the legs off to the side, grab one of your bolsters. Bringing it vertically to the length of the mat towards the back top of that mat there. And grabbing one of your blocks on the fat, long edge here and place it underneath your bolster at the very top of the bolster. Press into that bolster and make sure it's nice and supported here. And then turn so your low back is facing that bottom short edge of your bolster. Bend the knees once again, feet planted on the mat. Begin to roll down once again, the full length of the back extending all the way through our bolster, our head resting at the top of our bolster. Make sure you're nice and supported here before the hands come out to the sides. Elbows are bent so the forearms are resting on the mat. And then roll the hands over so the palms are facing towards the ceiling. Inhale and exhale to release here. And begin to lengthen and extend the legs out from under you. Letting the full length of your legs come to rest on the mat, stretching out in front of you. And coming to rest here in supported fish. If you want a little less lift here, a little less recline, you are welcome to remove the block out from underneath the bolster. This is going to create more opening for your belly as well as your chest. So use caution, tap into your body, and make sure you're giving all the support it needs today to fully surrender into this posture. Tapping into our breath once again. Finding the rhythm of our inhale and exhale here. Taking a few silent breaths in this posture. Inhale in and begin to bend the knees. The feet come to flat on the mat. Grabbing the back of our thighs, grabbing onto our leggings, begin to tuck in the chin towards the chest and roll up off our prop, coming to sit up nice and tall. And then release forward, hugging the knees into the chest, letting the head and heart melt down towards our knees, and roll the head and chin from side to side, releasing that head and neck. Inhale and exhale. Inhale to rise, sitting up nice and tall, and swing the legs off to the side. Let's move our prop to the front of our mat, or remove this off from behind us, moving both props off the mat completely. Coming to sit in the center of our mat, sitting up on our sits bones, moving any flesh, extending the legs out in front of us. We're going to come into forward fold. So grabbing our stack of blankets, pillows, or our props, stacking up nice and tall here. You can have them resting on your thighs, or the full length of the bolster and props coming forward, long ways resting on our legs here. Sit up nice and tall, trying to reach the top of the head towards the ceiling. Begin to hinge forward at the waist and then roll the head and heart down towards our prop. Turning the head so one ear can come to rest on our stack of props here. The arms and hands are helping to steady our props so we can fully surrender forward. Inhale and exhale here. Once again, finding that natural rhythm and flow to your breath, taking a few silent rounds of breath here. On your next inhale, rotate your face so you're facing your bolsters, and then rotate all the way through, letting the opposite ear come to rest on our bolsters. And tapping into that quiet breath once again, inhaling in and exhaling out. Inhale in and rotate so you're facing your props once again, and begin to drag yourself up softly and slowly, holding on to those props, rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae, sitting up nice and tall. Remove the props off to one side. And then alternate bending the knees, shaking the legs out, offering any sort of self-massage to the legs. You have made it. We're going to come into our final relaxation. So bring in your stack of props once again for your knees and legs. I'm going to stack them lengthways on the mat, wide on the mat, close to one another. I'm going to scoot close to my props and swing my legs up on to rest on our bolsters. Rolling down once again, vertebrae by vertebrae, the full length of the back coming to rest on the mat, and begin to rotate your ankles back and forth, rotating our hip bones in our sockets. Our legs are slightly lifted on top of our props here. And then begin to find stillness, letting the full weight of the legs come to rest on our bolsters. The hands come out to the sides, palms facing towards the ceiling. Welcome to your Shavasana corpse pose. Finding our final relaxation here. Tapping into that quiet stillness again, that deep center of ourselves. And then begin to imagine a warm light radiating out from your heart space into the space around you. That warm light radiating up and out and encompassing all that you are. Bathing your full body in warmth and light and love. Tapping into that natural rhythm of your breath, finding our last moment of silence together. Begin to find some organic movement here, wiggling the fingers, wiggling the toes, rolling the ankles, rolling the wrists. And then find a nice full body stretch, stretching your hands over your head, stretching the toes and feet away from you. Inhale and exhale to release. Hug the knees into the chest, rocking back and forth, lengthening and massaging our low back before rolling over onto one side to rest in our fetal position again. 2 rounds of breath here. On your next exhale, pushing into the hands and arms, rolling up softly and slowly, coming up to sitting in Sukhasana. Sit up nice and tall and bring the hands into prayer position, resting on our chest. Bowing the head in, giving ourselves thanks for our practice today. And I hope this sense of renewal finds you wherever you are at today and carries you through. Thank you and namaste.